So just 2 days ago was Rosh Hashanah. I don't remember whether I shared this with you, because I give so many shurim these days, I really don't remember what I say where. But the Shlah speaks about kavonas atkiyas. What do you need to bear in mind by tkiyas shofar? And it is so important to do teshuvah by tkiyas shofar. So the Shloah Kodesh says, Tashrat, Tkiya, Shavorim, Trua, Tkiya. What does it symbolize, this Seder? The Shloah says, that's the story of the human condition. It's the story of each and every one of us. Tkiya conveys simcha. Shavorim, Trua convey a broken heart. We know that from Parshas Baloischof on the mitzvah of Chatzoitzes. Uv'yom simchaschem uvamoyadechem uvarosh chodshechem utekatem b'chatzoitzos. That's the tkiya, b'yom simchaschem. V'hoyo kisavoy melchamo al artzachem v'hare oisem. So you blow the trua in times of war, when you're worried, you're brokenhearted. Tragedy is at the door. Tkiya conveys simcha. So the Shloh says, your life starts with a tkiya. Every Jewish child, when he is born, is kodesh v'tohar. Zera kodesh machtzavtoi. He goes to cheder. Tinoike shel beis rabam sheloi tam utam chet. And at some stage, you begin to fail and you begin to fall. And you start to accumulate averos. The Rambam speaks about cholayei hanefesh. And the Rambam writes, just like there are cholayei haguf, there are physical ailments, there is spiritual illness as well. And a bal avera is a choilo. And that is why in the Torah and in Nevi'im v'Ksuvim, erpo mushuvosam, a bal avera needs a refuah. When a man is ill, he's in pain, he's suffering, he groans. And that is the shavorim, genucha gonach. You're groaning because you're sick, spiritually, not physically. And then comes the truah, yeluli yolol. And that is when a person dies. And everybody is crying and sobbing. And that is if you sunk and you are over and chorus and misa b'dei shamayim. So you start off with a tkiya. At some stage, you're sick, and that is the truah, the shavorim. Truah is if you sunk even deeper. And then comes the tkiya. And the tkiya teaches us there was always hope. And you could always come back. And that is the koyach of Teshuvah. And the Rambam writes, Chota kol yomav. And the last day he did Teshuvah. Teshuvah so miskabeles. So the tkiya that comes after the Shvorim Teshuvah comes to teach us, never lose hope. If you failed, and as much as you failed, and chas v'sholim you are over in the most terrible of averos, there's always a way back. And I add on to the Shloh. After all the Tashratim and all the Tashatim and all the Taratim, after 99 koilos, comes the Tkiya Gedoyla. And what does the Tkiya Gedoyla convey? B'mokim sheba le'tshuva oimdim, ein tzadikim gemurim yicholim la'amod. So the Rambam paskins in accordance to Rabbi Vuhu. And the Rambam does paskin in Perek Zayim El Cheshuva, B'mokim sheba le'tshuva oimdim, ein tzadikim gemurim yicholim la'amod. Not even a tzadik gomer. And that is the Tkiya Gedoyla. We never start off with the Tkiya Gedoyla. We finish with the Tkiya Gedoyla, which comes to say, Tshuva Gemura tops it all. And you could fix a lifetime. with Teshuvah Gemara. B'mokum sheba l'teshuvah oimdem ein tzadikim gemurim yicholim lamod. The Machon Wasserman brings a kasha in the name of the Chofetz Chaim. Rabbeinu Yonah writes in the very beginning of Shari Teshuvah, Teshuvah is a gift. It is a gift. It goes against logic. That a person could, in retrospect, fix what he did wrong. How could that be? Nothing we do has an effect lemafreya. Everything a person does could only have an effect mikanu lahaba. Teshuvah is a gift. And it's actually a Yerushalmi Masechet Makkos. Shalu lechachma, choyta ma yehi olav. And Chachma responded, he has no hope. And nefesh achaitasi tomus. The same question was presented to Nevuah, and Nevuah said the same. Torah said the same. Shalu l'kodesh baruch hu, choyta ma yehi olav. Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu yaseh teshuvah v'yichupar lo. Teshuvah is a gift. It goes against judgment, it goes against halacha, goes against common sense. But that's the way HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants it, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu loves us. And whatever you did, you could always do teshuvah. And if you do teshuvah shalema, you could reach heights that were totally unachievable before. And that is the Tkiya Gedolah. So the Chofetz Chaim asks, the Gemara says, Sof Perakama de Kedushin. When a person did mitzvahs, Kol Yemei Chayov, and then he's Toya ala Rishonos, Chaz v'Sholem, everything is wiped out, and he gets no sachar. So the same rule applies to charota and mitzvahs and to charota and averis. So what's the chesed of teshuvah if the same goes the other way around? You did mitzvahs, and then you became a rasha. You get no reward. So wouldn't it be the same if you did averis and then you regret it? So what is the chesed of teshuvah? So Rabbi Chana Wasserman quotes one teretz and another teretz. Lani is daiti. I don't understand the kasha at all. You are a law-abiding citizen. You follow the rules, you pay your taxes, you don't rob, you don't steal. Do you deserve a reward because I didn't hurt anybody? I didn't steal from the government? You're a decent citizen. You don't need to be compensated for being a decent citizen. But if you break the rules and you're a criminal, you're going to be punished. It's the same B'dina Shamayim. Person follows the rules. He's Makayim all the mitzvahs. Why do you think you deserve reward? These are the rules. These are the rules. You follow the rules, you don't deserve any reward. A law-abiding citizen, I'm a decent person, I pay my taxes, I didn't steal, I didn't rob, I didn't kill anyone. Do you need to get paid and rewarded for following the rules? So why would a person think he deserves sachar for kiyum mitzvahs? Schar mitzvahs kol kuloi chesed. But if you break the rules, you are to be punished. And that is the chesed of teshuvah. Schar mitzvahs kol kuloi chesed. You deserve nothing. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to give you anyway. If you regret every mitzvah you did, why do you deserve matonas? Why do you deserve gifts? But if you're over Aveda, you deserve to be punished. And teshuvah is a chesed, is a gift. So these are the days. We just saw, everybody agrees teshuvah is a mitzvah. But Teshuvah and Yom Kippur is a special mitzvah. And Rabbeinu Yonah writes, כי ביום הזה יכפר עליכם לתארסכם מכל חטאיכם לפני השם תטהרו. And this is a mitzvah to do Teshuvah on Yom Kippur. The Rambam writes the same in Perek Gimel. Because these days are designated for Teshuvah, and Chazal Darshan, Dirshu Hashem behimatzo kra'uhu biyoisei korol, aseres hayomim shemen Rosh Hashanah liyom HaKippurim. Lefichach chayavim kol Yisrael asas Teshuvah biyom HaKippurim. So Yom Kippur is a day more than any other day of the year in which you need to do Teshuvah. Everybody remembers the Mama Chazal. Shlosh Sforim neftochim beRosh Hashanah. Tzadikim gemurim nechtavim nechayim. Rishon gemurim lemisa. Beinelim tluyim v'yoimdim. The Rambam writes, Beinelim tluyim v'yoimdim till when? Till Yom Kippur. If they did Teshuvah, they become tzadikim. They didn't do Teshuvah, nechtavim lemisa. And the Lechem Mishnah asks, they didn't do Teshuvah, but they're still Beinelim. So why do they deserve to be destroyed? They're Beinelim and they didn't do Teshuvah. The Lechem Mishnah says, if you didn't do Teshuvah in a Seres Yemei Teshuvah, you are no longer a Beinoni. That in itself is an Aveira. And you are no longer a Beinoni, but a Rasha. How important it is to take advantage of these magnificent days of Aseres Yemei Teshuvah, and especially Yom Kippur, to come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and to do Teshuvah. The HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes close to us. We should be able to come close to Him. You need to take advantage. Kra'uhu bihi yoisei korov. HaKadosh Baruch Hu kiviyachal leaves the angels of above. He makes himself available. We should take advantage and turn back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you need to do Teshuvah. The Ben Yonin Shara Teshuvah, the beginning of the Sefer brings a mashal. There's a jail, and there's the warden that makes the rounds every day in the morning just to check whether everything is okay. One day he comes to a cell, and he sees that the inmates, the prisoners, dug a tunnel, and all of them escaped, except one Shlomiel, one Shlamazel that's sitting there like a golem, and all his friends ran out of the tunnel to safety, to freedom. So the warden says, idiot, why didn't you escape together with your friends? He takes a big stick and hits him on the head. So the Ben Yonah says, if you don't do Teshuvah, you're like that idiot and you deserve a punishment. And when I learned this mashal, I wondered, why does he deserve to be punished? All the others deserve to be punished. The ones that dug the tunnel and they ran away. He is the good boy. He could escape and he didn't. So why does he deserve to be punished? So the way I would formulate this mashal, I would say it differently. It's the king's birthday. It's the day of the king's coronation. This is the day he was made king. And he gives a pardon to all the prisoners, every prisoner that is willing to sign a letter, begging for leniency, begging for forgiveness, and he promises from now on to keep the law, will be freed. All the others signed the letter. One action receives to sign the letter. He deserves to be punished. But does the mashal of Rabbeinu Yonah make sense? The ones that ran away, they're okay. And because he's sitting in a cell, he deserves to be punished. But that's Rabbeinu Yonah. I think I understand Rabbeinu Yonah. And his mashal is wonderful, gewaldig. One Shlamazel, sitting in a cell. He didn't take advantage. He didn't leave. Obviously, you like it here. Obviously, you feel at home. If you would feel this as punishment, you would try to escape like every sensible person. You didn't escape. We're trying to understand why. So obviously you don't feel at prison at all. You feel at home here. You like it. It's good. It's not supposed to be good. We thought this is punishment. And if you like it so much, probably we need to take you to another section and you're going to feel that you're in prison. Some of us feel so comfortable with the Yetzer Hara. It's not bad. We don't identify the Yetzer Hara as an enemy. We think he's our best friend. We feel comfortable with the Yetzer Hara. If that is the case, Kadosh Baruch Hu says, I'm going to teach you who your Yetzer Hara is. You feel too comfortable here. So the Gemara says in Brachas Daf Hey, La'olam yargiz odam yetzer toiv al yetzer hara. Nitzchoi mutav, loi nitzchoi. Yasik b'Torah. If Torah doesn't help you, kol Kriya Shema. If Krishma doesn't help you, ask ala Yom Misa. And the Gemara doesn't say, if Yom Misa doesn't help, what then? Obviously, there's no such a thing. Torah, Krishma, Yom Misa must have an effect. Well, the fact is it doesn't. Some of us learn Torah all day. We yeshiva bochum, we're kollel guys. We learn say the Rishon, say the Sheni, say the Shlishi, and we still struggle with the Yetzer Hara. How about Kriya Shema? We have a mitzvah to recite Kriya Shema Boikavera, B'shach B'chov Kamecho. We do it 4 times a day, not only 2 times a day. We say Shema Yisrael before Pesukei the Zimra, and we say Shema Yisrael Krishma Shalamito. Does it have an effect? Not really. Yaskala Yom Misa. If you live in Yerushalayim, every 15 minutes there's another car going around town with a loudspeaker announcing a Lavaya. I know a person that just couldn't bear it and he left Yerushalayim. He says, it makes me sick every 10 minutes, another Lavaya. Poor guy. He left Yerushalayim. And we know some Chevra Kedisha people that bury the dead, Meboiker Aderev. Are they all Tzadikim Gemurim? So how come Yasik B'Torah, Yikol Kiyashema, Yaskal Misa, and it doesn't work? The answer is very simple. Let's go over this Ma'amar Chazal again. La'olam yargiz odam yetzer toiv al yetzer hara. Rashi writes, Yasa imoy melchama. Torah, Krishma, Yom Misa are weapons. They are the tanks and the artillery and the missiles and the bombs. But no army ever won a war without fighting that war. You could have the best weapons in the world, but if you don't go out to wage battle, how do you expect to win? Yasa imon milchama. And many of us have no intention of fighting the Yetzer Hara. He's our best friend. We like him. He doesn't like us. But we think he does. And if you don't wage war, if you don't identify your enemy, never expect to win. You cannot win without fighting. So that only guy that didn't escape, obviously you feel comfortable here. And you want to stay here. This is not a hotel, our dear friend. You're not supposed to feel comfortable. And if you feel too comfortable here, obviously you have it too good. And that is what Rabbeinu Yonah warns us. Don't feel comfortable. Because then HaKadosh Baruch Hu will teach you. You're not supposed to feel comfortable with the Yetzer Hara. And it could be much worse. Take advantage. Himolet al nafshecho, writes Rabbeinu Yonah. Himolet al nafshecho. Try to escape. Escape from whom? Escape from your Yetzer Hara. Escape from his trap. So this is the time, Aseret Yemei Teshuvah and Yom Kippur, in which each and every one has to understand why we're here, what's our duty, why did HaKadosh Baruch Hu bring us to this world? To fight the Yetzer Hara, to do Teshuvah, and to come back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and to come back to Torah and come back to mitzvahs. Good Geben Shor to all of you, and this coming year should be a Shnas Yeshua, and each and every one of our precious Talmidim should have a wonderful year and a great Aliyah. Come closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, grow in Torah, grow in Yerushalayim. And we all daven, and we all hope that this coming year will be a Shnas Simcha, a Shnas Oira. It should be a Shnas Geula, v'Yeshua b'mheira v'yomeinu. Amen.